All right, so let's go ahead and start this one over because we got about halfway and then we kind of got cut off. So let's see if I can choose a pen. Okay, so number 9, it says that I'm going to need 10 boxes here. That's a beautiful box. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we'll put a 10th one up here. $45,000 was raised in the charity drive. That was 9/10 of the goal. So that means that this 9/10 is $45,000. So I can figure out what goes in each one of these boxes if I divide 45 by 9. 45,000 by 9 gives me 5,000. So each one of these boxes should have 5,000 in it, okay? And so on and so on and so on. Okay. So the very first question, A, says, a goal of the charity drive was to raise how much money? So they want to know the whole thing. Well, that's going to be 10, because there's 10 boxes, times 5,000, which is 50,000. And that's your answer to A. B says the drive fell short of the goal by what percent? Okay, so if 45,000 is 9/10 of the goal, they fell short by 1/10. And they want to know percent. So we know percent is per 100. So 1 over 10 is what over 100? And you can cross multiply. And you find that it is 10% is the answer. Okay. Certain rectangular prism is 4 inches long by 2 inches wide by 3 inches high. So we have 3. And then we have that this is 2. And we have that this is 4. And it says to sketch it. You can do your best to sketch it. That's perfectly fine. And then find the volume. So the volume formula should be in the back of your spiral, and it's length times width times height, which is 3 times 4 times 2. 3 times 4 is 12, times 2 is 24, and that's your answer. Number 11 says find the area of a circle. Again, you should have this formula, and this is it written out, or this, it's the same thing. They say use 3.14 for pi, and r is 6. So area is 3.14 times 6 squared, which is 3.14 times 36, which is 3.04 inches squared. But as long as you get the number right now, that's really what I'm looking for. Okay, so we have this fraction decimal percent table. In the back of your spiral, you should have something that tells you how to go from one column to the next. So fraction to decimal, you divide. Decimal to percent, you multiply by 100. Percent to decimal, you divide by 100. And then from decimal to fraction, it's place value. Okay, so we have 7 divided by 20 to get our decimal. And our decimal is 0.345 times 100 is 35%. And then I know that this is 6%, so 6 divided by 100 is going to give me 0.06, which is 6/100. I have to reduce that, divide by 2, and I get 3/50. Okay, so multiply and write the product in scientific notation. So we know that we multiply the first 2 numbers, and then we multiply, I think that's 10 to the 6th. It's kind of fuzzy. So 10 to the 6th plus 9. 10 to the 6th plus 9 is 10 to the 15th. And then I have 2.5 times 1.3, which is 3.25. And then I put it together, 3.25 times 10 to the 15th, and that's our answer. The next problem, it says name this quadrilateral. So I have this one and this one are parallel. So I have that parallel pair, and then I have this, so I have two parallel pairs. That makes this a parallelogram. Okay, and then it says find its parameter. So we're going to add all the stuff around the outside. So if I start with 14 and go to 10.5 and 14 and 10.5, that's going to be my perimeter. Where's my thing? I can't see it. There we go. Okay, and then lastly on here I've got the area of the quadrilateral. I've written it out like this, which may look a little different than what you have. It's the exact same thing. 1/2 base 1 plus base 2 times height. So I went ahead and made the 1/2 0.5. Base 1, oh, area of the quadrilateral. My bad. This is not it. This is not it. I am erasing all of this. I did area of a trapezoid. Did you see that? Area of a quadrilateral is base times height. Period. End of story. And that should be in the back of your spiral. Now, let's come over here because this is my base and this is my height. So your height always makes a 90-degree angle right there. So the area, base times height, is 10 times 14, which is 140. Okay, so let's talk about how to solve this. We want to get p by itself. So we have to divide by 1.4, divide by 1.4. The 1.4's cancel, p comes down, the equals comes down. 15.4 divided by 1.4 is 11. Okay, and then here we are trying to get z by itself, so we have to do the opposite of addition, which is subtraction. Which means this is going to go away, the z is going to come down, the equals is going to come down. We need common denominators here. So to do that, I have to multiply this by 3. So I have 1 3/9 minus 4/9. Now I can't do that, I have to borrow. So I'm going to borrow 1, and I get 12/9 minus 4/9, which is, it's gone, 8/9. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And then on this one, it's a matter of symbols of inclusion. So I'm going to start here. 11 minus 4 is 7, and everything else is going to stay the same. Okay, and then I have to do this part. So 7 times 4 is 28. And then I have to do this part. So let me bring this kind of up here because I ran out of room here. So I have 3 times 25 minus 49 minus 28. 3, 25 minus, that's 21. 3, 25 minus 21 is 4. So I get 12. All right, last two. So we're going to take this 2 at a time, and you should have the rules for adding and subtracting integers in the back of your spiral. So a negative plus a negative, we're going to, same sign, we add and keep the sign, and then everything else just comes down. This is a subtraction problem, so I'm going to keep, change, change. So negative 7 plus 7 is 0, plus negative 8 is negative 8. And the last one we have is this missing numbers in the function table. So what we're going to do is we're going to plug in x with whatever number is in this column. Okay, and let me show you what that looks like. So for the first one, 2x plus 1, the first x we have is 0. So 2 times 0 plus 1, 0 plus 1, or 1. So y is 1. And then we plug in the next x, which is 1. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So 3 goes there. I'll do the next one over here. So y, oh, no, lost it. Y is equal to 2x plus 1. And the next x is 2. 2 plus 2 is 4, plus 1 is 5. So I have 1, 3, and 5. And it says then graph them and draw a line. So I have 0, 1. So 0, 1, 1, 3, and 2, 5. And that is my line. All right, that's it for the cumulative review 17A. Let me know if you have any questions.